I think so.
I hope it is. Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Great, thanks for asking.
Andy and Mark here. We're a little late, and that's on me.
That is on you.
So if I look like I've spent all day at a disc golf course, it's because I spent all day at a disc golf course.
Okay.
We had a flex out at Diavolo. We had a shotgun start at 5:30, and we had 10 people tee off, and even though we were doing the fusion layout, it still took roughly 3 hours to play the round. So I had to wait and collect all the CTPs. So I had to wait until everybody was done. But rushed over here, stopped and got a drink because I had to take some ibuprofen because I'm old. Mm-hmm. My body's wearing down. But we're here. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters.
And we are doing part two of In the Bag. And this is, we thought, I bet people would be interested to see what two guys who own a disc golf shop and have basically access to every disc there is, what do they have in their bag?
Yeah.
So last week we did putters.
Yeah.
This week,
and approach.
Putters and approach. This week we're going to do mids. And then next week we talked about doing something maybe different because you're going to be out of town. We may or may not do something. But in 2 weeks we definitely will do part three, which is going to be distance drivers and accessories.
Oh.
Other stuff that we have in the bag to make sure that we have a good. And I can tell you right now, one of my accessories is a bottle of ibuprofen. So that's just my stage of life that I'm in right now. So that's going to be there. So why don't let's start with mids. So if you want to grab your mids.
Okay, there's a little bit of a trend that you probably notice in looking at my mids.
I think I know what that trend is. Having played with you.
So a lot of these are going to be flippy.
That's what
this one.
Now, should we explain why we have flippy discs?
Yeah, because forehand garbage.
That's hot, steaming
pile of garbage.
So we need discs to turn over easily. Yeah. So we have a full complement of understable discs.
Yeah, like this one. It's a Mako 3, you would think, but if you look at the etching, that's a Rolo.
So you call it the
Fako 3.
Fako 3.
Yeah. So that one, I mean, I threw it a hole 18 at Kentwood Tuesday on a little an extreme hyzer,
pretty severe hyzer,
and it flipped all the way over. And
too bad that wasn't your first shot.
That was not my first shot. That was my hey, I wonder.
So Rolo.
What happened there? Rolo.
Boom.
Rolo. Now let's see. Here, this one's coming on strong. I do like me the Fox. The Fox is it's a 5-6 glide for days. I mean, this thing will.
When we first threw it didn't want to land.
I kept going past the basket on it.
It's great. So, and any disc that we throw that on, any hole that we throw that on,
it's a foxhole.
It's a foxhole.
It's a spicy little vixen. Now, if that's a little too flippy for you,
spicy little vixen.
There's the arachnid. It's basically the same thing as a Fox, same glide, just a little more stable.
It's also the same thing as another disc you have that we'll talk about here in a minute. So
how do you know what's in my bag?
Because I know you own Yeat Street discs.
So this one, that's my method. That's an overstable one. This was one of the first ones I ever did a spin die on, and I tried to do something fun with the O.
Well, that looks.
It wasn't like fun. It wasn't fun.
And I will say, I don't see you throw that a lot.
I don't because of what's about to come up.
Because it's the stability.
Here you go.
Oh, what?
There you go. That's the Petra. This is my favorite Ethereum plastic Petra.
Exact same numbers as the arachnid.
Yeah, and this one. Is sweet.
So you want to explain the difference between that and the arachnid?
This one is awesome. The arachnid is just, it gets you there. This one, I feel in the Ethereum has a little more finish to it. So it fades a little harder at the end than the Palladium.
But seriously, why are you bagging that and the arachnid? Other than the arachnid looks cool.
The arachnid looks cool.
We actually bought that retail down at the Innova store because it looked cool.
Yeah. So there's that, and this one is in my bag. I'm trying to fall in love with it. It's the J by Innova. It's a max weight 180 J.
A little straight.
That's yeah.
Dart-like.
It's got some push and then some finish.
Now you said you're trying to like it. What's keeping you from liking it?
It's very close to the Palladium or the Ethereum Petra.
So you got a little bit of overlap there that you need to reconcile at some point.
Yeah.
There needs to be a come to Jesus meeting with you.
Yeah, I think I know who's going to win, but I'm trying to love it.
Okay. Well,
what do you got?
Well, what I got, so I want to backtrack. This is one of the discs that I talked about last week. Again, it's an approach disc because it's a 4-speed, but I consider it a mid-range, and that's the Coyote.
Yeah.
This is the straightest throwing disc I have, although it kind of abandoned me today a little bit. But I don't know what it is about the disc, and there's people have that one disc that whenever they throw it, they know exactly what it's going to do. For me, it's the Coyote. I love throwing the Coyote. I try to throw it whenever I can. And because my form's gotten a little better and my arm speed's gotten a little bit faster, I'm throwing this a lot more than I'm throwing some of the mids. So love the Coyote. Then I have another disc that technically I guess this is a 4-speed too. This is the Savior from Lat 64 in the Royal Grand Plastic, my favorite plastic. You'll see a theme coming up in my mids and my fairway drivers. This is what I use whenever I have a touchy upshot and it's a forehand that I need to go to. If you all remember, I have the Neon as my approach disc, but I don't like forehanding it. This is the disc that I will forehand. And every once in a while, if I have a hyzer shot like off a tee, I'll use the Savior for that as well. If I have a straight shot off the tee, then I'll do the Coyote. First disc I ever fell in love with was the Rock 3. Don't have a Rock 3 in my bag anymore. Why? Lat 64 Trust.
There you go.
This thing will fly straight. I get it to go maybe 250-ish, and it goes straight 90% of the way, and then it gives you that little, not a hard fade, but enough of a fade that I can aim 10, 15 feet out to the right of the basket, and it will just fade and finish that 10, 15 feet for me. So
You trust it.
I do. I do trust the trust.
Okay.
I as well have a Foxy on the Run. If you all remember your sweet rock and roll music. By the way, Sweet's the name of the band. It is a sweet rock and roll song, but Sweet is the name of the band. Foxy Fox on the Run. And again, when Andy and I first threw this, we both were like, that disc is never going to sit down.
Yeah.
So now my problem with it is I tend to, you don't need to help this disc turn. This disc will turn on its own. And I sometimes have a natural anhyzer release, which you don't want to do with a Fox because it'll just like that.
Yeah,
so throw it flat and it'll go, and again, it'll fly for days. So for those left to right holes, because we don't forehand, Fox, great option. This is a new disc that just came out. Again, Lat 64 Royal Grand Plastic. This is the Fire. It's the prototype. I got it in the. I think I got that. My wife got me the Lat 64 box. So this is basically a beefier Trust. So it's a 5-speed that has a little bit more oomph to it. I do like to try. I used to do this with the Toro when I had that in my bag to flex this on some shots, but really like it. And if I have to do a standstill, that's 220-ish feet, and it's going to be straight hyzer. This is probably what I'll throw if I don't think the Savior will get me there. And then I, too, have one of the funnest discs in the business, the Rollo. I use this as a roller disc. I don't do it often, but one of the holes I use it on is number 9 at IBM, because you got a little tunnel shot and then it has to finish to the right. And this guy will lay down and roll for you. But it's also, like Andy said, it's perfect for those hyzer flips and get that lake turn. And it's just a fun disc to throw. But there are certain holes you have to be. It has to be specific holes, because you can't. If you just throw this thing willy nilly, you're just going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's like a Cocker Spaniel when you get home and it just sprays everywhere.
Yeah,
That's what
it's,
this does.
It's very height sensitive. So if you throw it up in the air, you're gonna lose all predictability from it. And
but it's fun to throw, and I probably I played the round today, and I didn't throw the roller once. No need to. So matter of fact, at Diablo, I don't throw a lot of mids, especially the fusion layout, because it takes away some of those par threes. But those are my mids. So let's get the fairways.
Fairways. All right. So here we go. My first 3 are all Craves.
Okay, explain the need why 3.
This one is the Eclipse plastic, more stable. This is the R2 plastic, less stable, and that is just it's flippy by now. It's beat in, not as flippy as the R2. But
so the R2 is flippier.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really? Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I throw this on a little baby hyzer, and it kind of comes up and then finishes very nicely and predictably. One of the first, probably the first, Axiom disc I ever got. This one,
I was
right
about to
here.
say something, but I'm not going to say anything. Interesting. Cool.
Okay. I'm curious what you're going to say. Now, I do have this one. That's the bouquet.
Bouquet. Or as Simon calls it, bokeh.
Bokeh.
But I think the word itself is actually pronounced bouquet.
Yeah, this one's 7601.
By the way,
it's brand new.
Do you know what bouquet is? Now, again, it's a photography thing.
Yeah, it's the central, it's a selective focus that leaves.
Yeah, it's when you have a picture in the foreground which makes lights in the background look like fuzzy balls.
Yeah.
That's called the bokeh effect.
You achieve that by opening and closing your iris or the f-stop, adjusting the f-stop. That's what you're doing. Anyway,
I don't know if that's true.
This has a lot of straight push on it, being like brand new,
and
some good finish at the
I was
end.
about to say something stupid. I was about to say that's new to your bag.
It is,
but it's new to everybody's bag.
It's new to everybody's bag because it just came out. Now this guy, I've been getting a lot of utility out of. That's the Hawkeye. This is like a super straight 7-speed. 7 is that a 5? Yeah, 7.5 -1.1.
Sounds right.
Just very predictable. Just holds the angle, whatever angle you put it on. Man, it's a great disc. Gets me out of a lot of jams. And there's my girl there.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
You
Owen Scoggins, Leopard
Scoggins
3. That one I bought mainly because it was pretty, and it replaced the Leopard 3 in my bag once that one went in the lake. So now I'm taking extra good care of that one. It's Halo, so really good. And then, kind of on the utility side of things, the T-Bird. It's kind of a shorter, it's a 7-speed.
It's the most stable disc in your bag is a T-Bird. That's 7502.
No, I got my Fireball back today.
Oh. But you didn't bring it here.
I didn't bring it here.
Okay.
It's still muddy in the car.
Okay.
So, and anyway, that's a 9-speed. Right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, so.
Fireball? Is it 9-speed?
Fireball's 9-speed.
Okay.
It's basically a Firebird.
Yep. As beefy as is that a 04 like a Firebird?
It's a 3.5.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Whatever the numbers were on the Fireball, I knew there were numbers that I shouldn't throw, and so I just have never thrown it.
So yeah, this one is that kind of old Innova Glow. This does kind of tend to blend into wherever it's thrown.
What?
But
since you're always on the fairway, it's still easy to find.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what I was going to say when you talked about the Axiom is, I believe the Crave is also the first Axiom disc I ever owned, and I think I've only bagged. Well, that's not true because at different times I've bagged the Envy and the Proxy, but the two that I utilized the most were the Crave and the Hex. But then we came out with the Petra, and the Hex got the boot. But I do love the Crave, and this is actually a stamp by Marmoset. It's called the Tattooster. It's one of my all-time favorite stamps. This is the disc that I have in my bag, and as you can see, it's got a chunk taken out of it. I must have hit a sign or something. But the thing that I like about this the best is love the little flare skip that you get with it. So I like throwing it on low lines on baby hyzers, and then just get that flare skip. So it's a great disc for that. Definitely am a fan of the Crave.
And I didn't mention it's a 6.5 speed, but there are 6.5 speeds that feel more like a mid-range. That 6.5 speed is a great introduction to your first kind of sharp rim driver.
Yeah, and it's I think it has a little bit more stability. I don't think it's a -1.1, but I think it has a little bit more stability than that out of the box. So be careful of that, unless you get it like in fish and plastic. But for the Neutron, I think that's a fair assessment. So
this plastic.
Next up, I have a Lat 64 Royal Grand Brave. This has become my go-to driver. I throw it, it goes straight, it gives me a little bit of a turn, and I'm not a hard fade at all. So if I need a tunnel shot, usually it's the Brave that I'll go for. Again, love that plastic. I also have it in the new clear plastic. This is much more stable than the Royal Grand. So I don't throw this a lot, but I like to have it in there, again, mainly because if I'm going up against a headwind, but I still want them to go relatively straight, then I'll throw the clear Brave. But this is probably right now the workhorse in my bag. Depending on what course I'm playing. I have a distance driver that we'll talk about next time. That's probably been my workhorse for the longest. But right now, this is the disc that I throw probably more than anything else, is the Brave. Next up is another Lat 64, but not in Royal Grand. It's the Kristen Tatar Orbit Saint Pro. This is an 8-speed. I think the Saint is a 7-speed, and it's got a little bit less stability. This has a little bit more stability. I really like this. Again, it goes a little bit further from than the Brave, and it also gives a little bit more fade at the end. Big fan of Kristen's, so I love this version. I have about 3 of these. Of course, the orange one is my favorite, but I do have a black one as well that's floating around somewhere. Like you, I'm a fan of the Leopard, but I get to just go with the regular Leopard. I used to have a nice beat-in Pro Leopard that, speaking of workhorses, that used to be my go-to workhorse disc. And I was playing around somewhere, and I thought, okay, it was number 13 at Diablo. I'm like, okay, this is the hole that I always throw the Leopard because I can get it to turn a little bit, and once it gets up the hill, it just fades back. Reached into my bag, and it wasn't there.
Oh, no.
And I don't remember throwing it. I don't remember it, and I lost it. So I thought at that point, well, I'm going to try the Stig because I like Castoplast plastic. And so I put the Stig in the bag. And unfortunately, the K1 Stig, they were just too understable.
Yeah.
Castoplast discs, I think because they're in cold weather and at elevation, their discs are a little bit more stable for them up there. Then you bring them back down here to flat land.
Yeah. To the colonies.
It's just too. I did end up getting a Clay Edwards K1 Firm, which definitely flew more like what a Leopard would. But I just missed the Leopard, so I went and got me another Pro Leopard. I'm working on beating it in and getting it to fly like my old Leopard did. But big fan of the Leopard. A little bit more understable, well, a lot more understable than the Crave, so this complements the Crave pretty well. Then I have, did I not talk about this? I'm sorry. With the mid-ranges, I also have a Petra. So,
that's the
big fan.
Palladium.
Unlike Andy, I'm a fan of the Palladium plastic. It feels more like Star plastic, and I really like it. Again, it's a point and shoot mid-range. It's it flies out of my hand nice and clean. I love the fact that, again, if I need something to go a little bit left to right, it'll hold that for a little bit, but it'll still flatten out and come out of it. So it's not going to be nearly as flippy as, say, the Fox. But big fan of the Petra. Evan Smith, if I can name drop. Actually, when he was throwing for Clash, booted the Buzz out of his bag and replaced it with the Petra. So he said it's a slightly more understable, glidier Buzz, were his description for it. So if you don't have a Petra, come into the shop and get yourself a Petra.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, this used to be another workhorse. I don't throw it nearly as much anymore, but the Roadrunner. Roadrunner is just a good disc. It's gives you that nice little easy turn, but still comes back at the end. This used to be my go-to tunnel shot disc because, again, I can throw it on a little bit of a hyzer and it'll flip up and start to turn. but I don't have enough arm speed that it turns for a long time. It starts to slow down and come back. But that's what I got the Brave to do now. So, but every once in a while, I like the Roadrunner just to hold a longer Annie shot than like the Brave would give me. So that's my go-to if I need a hard left to right turnover is the Roadrunner. All right, so those are our mids.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of what disc you probably throw the most, and it's probably the Crave. I was trying to think between the Crave and the J, or the Leopard 3, but yeah. I think I see the Crave in your hand more than anything
probably
else.
Do.
Yeah.
Although recently, and it's probably a function of where we're playing, I think the Pure has been getting.
That's true, because usually where we end up playing, like on Tuesday night, is Kentwood.
Yeah.
And that's got Pure written all over it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't throw the Brave much on. I do throw the Brave on 11 because it's that tunnel shot. Even I know it's too much disc for it. I just wanted to get all the way down there.
Yeah.
I don't want to end up in the ditch down there on the left. So, I sacrifice distance. Actually, I threw the Fox there this past Tuesday, and actually did okay. It stayed in the middle. I just didn't give it enough oomph. But I'm willing, because, and y'all don't know this about me, but I'm on a journey of always throwing the disc past the basket on a par 3. We have a thing called #Team Past the Basket. And so I'm not afraid to throw a 7-speed on a 240-foot hole.
Yeah.
Because if it goes 30 feet past, I win.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm past the basket.
You had it. You gave it a chance.
That's right. Joel Freeman once told me 30 feet long is the same as 30 feet short, but 30 feet short is never going in. So think about that. That's sage advice.
That is.
So
you should write that down.
And of course, I gave away what disc I use the most. It's the Brave. But so, anyways, that's what we have. And what we'll do again in 2 weeks, we'll go over our distance drivers. And my bag is nearly empty. I think I have 4 or 5 distance drivers. Yeah. And like 3 of them are the same.
So for the record, I'm doing 9 and above.
Oh, well.
So, I mean, the Roadrunner.
9 is I'd call that a fairway driver.
So, yeah, but there wouldn't be a whole lot for me to talk about.
Well, yes, I'm not.
So,
and if anybody who knows me, I mean, you could probably put in the comments when it comes to distance drivers, you know what I'm going to be talking about most of the time. I got 3 of them in my bag. So, I do have one disc that I'm working in. It's a stable disc that, you know, you're probably like, Mark, what are you doing with that in your bag? But I'm trying to figure out how to throw stable discs a little bit better. So, and this one disc, I got it mainly because the stamp is really cool. Yeah. Because that's what we do. But anyways, we'll go over that in a couple weeks. So maybe we'll do something next week. We're talking about it. It's going to require a little bit of magic fairy dust in order to pull it off, because Andy's going to be out of town and we've never done it where we've been separate. But maybe we can pull it off. We're smart. Yeah. We can probably pull it off. Yeah. But until then, I think the only thing that I need to tell you about what's going on is in the next day or two, look out on Disc Golf Scene or on our social media. Our next point series is going to be down at a new disc golf course called Coyote Cut. It's down in Pittsboro, not too far from Rock Ridge. So it's that area. It was designed by, it's on the property of a guy named Ari Picker. Nice guy, cool guy. And he had some help with it being designed by Lance Brown, that Andy and I are friends with because of Eagles Wings, Unchained Conference. And he's a pro over in the Triad. He's from the, I can't remember exactly where he's from, but it's in that Burlington, Clemens, I don't know, area over there.
Let's call it the Triad.
I've tried, yeah. So, and again, I've probably said this about 5 or 6 different disc golfers that we know, but he is literally one of the nicest guys in disc golf. Mm-hmm. Lance Brown, nice guy. Now, because he's so good, this course, it has some teeth. And when I walked through the course with them on Monday, they actually had trees cut down, and it still looked hard. And I'm like, my gosh, how did people play this when? Because they had a tournament out there a couple months ago called the Howling, and so it's tough. We did walk through, and we are going to put some shorter tee positions for the lower divisions. So for your MA3s, your MA4s, your FA players, they're going to have a few tee pads that are even shorter than the red tee pads they have in there now. But the great thing about it is this is championship level course, and I think that's what Lance Brown wants. And it's going to be a great complement to the Regulator, Chimney Hills, and other courses in that area that are sort of championship level. So, and it is beautiful. The couple of things that they've done with the greens, they have a couple upland stumps, and they have some that are in like a little alcove, and it's just they've done a great job. I wish I had that eye to be able to say, oh, you know what, we're going to make a beautiful hole right here. My holes would look like, you know, a toddler, you know, went running through the woods, and I just followed them around and said, okay, that's going to be the fairway.
Yeah.
And wherever they stop and poop, that's where the pin's going to be. That's how I would design a course. But these guys are actually looking at it from an aesthetic perspective. So that's going to be on August 29th. And again, it's, I think they said that par for the pros was close to 1,000 rated. So that shows you, but that was before they cut down and made some of the fairways a little bit wider and a little bit fairer. And also, the pins are all going to be in the short position, so it's going to help too. But anyways, August 29th, make sure you look for that and sign up for that.
And anytime you throw a coyote, it doesn't count against your score.
That's right. It's all free. So other than that, anything else, lovely and talented producer?
Come see us at Grow.
Oh, well, and we're going to be at Grow this weekend, weather permitting. We don't think the weather is going to be too bad, but we're going to be at Jones on Friday and Sunday, and Diablo on Saturday. And so
With our mobile unit.
come out with our 10 mobile unit. So and come cheer on Evan and Anthony Anselmo is going to be out there. He's one of our he's a technical team each streeter. He works here, so but he doesn't have our name on our jersey because I haven't figured out how to compensate him for that. But hopefully we'll talk about that soon. But he's dealing with a little blister on his finger. And unfortunately, he's left-handed. Fortunately, it doesn't affect his putting because he putts right-handed. But Evan's going to be out there, so it'll be cool. Brian Earhart's going to be there. Jake Mon's going to be there. A lot of local pros, a lot of the big local pro names that you'll know. Sawyer Knipe's going to be there. Ryan Hahn. So I'm surprised that this being a USDGC qualifier that we didn't get more big names. But I heard somebody say that Jomez tour that's not part of the national tour is also going on. At one of the nicest courses. I can't remember what it is. So maybe that's what pulled a lot of people away. But I thought, you know, for the people who haven't qualified for USDGC yet, that would be a great place for them to come and play. But anyways, it's still going to be a lot of fun because Evan's going to be there, Anthony's going to be there, we're going to be there. We hope to see you. If we don't see you there, hopefully we'll see you sometime out on the course. So and until maybe next week, but definitely in 2 weeks, we'll say goodbye for now and have a great weekend. If we don't see you, take care. Turn it on.
Wow.